following message is from the Lockdown Gambling Show. The following program contains strong language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. But now...
It's showtime, buddy!
This week's football show. Whoa. Time for the Lockdown Gambling Show. Oh, back and better than ever. Although it can't get much worse than last week. If you bet with us last week, I apologize. It was brutal. But first, before we get into this week's slate of games, make sure to subscribe to the Lockdown Corner podcast, where you will get all of this whole sideshow with it. Make sure you subscribe. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube especially. Make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. All right, without any further ado, let's bring in the sorcerers of the spread, the Cuatro Gatos, even though we're down a gato today because he's hungover. But Dustin did send me his picks, but we'll get into that in a second. But first, let's introduce the gang. An 0-6 lock streak is fantastic. The parlay kid himself is back, even though he's our champion against the spread. He picked Tampa last week. They lost. He's 0-6 in locks. He's also my dad. Chris Brawl, welcome to the show.
Wah, wah, wah.
Hey,
Al, I just have one question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
I heard it's so freaking good.
It is very freaking good.
You know, that joke is funny to maybe about 4 people, being us. But yeah, I appreciate it.
Funny amongst us, so whatever.
Well, it is breakfast time, so who knows? Maybe there is someone eating a Pop-Tart with butter right now. Highly recommend on our part. Next, let's bring in, he had a rough week last week. Fresh off a Hawaiian vacation, but it didn't help his gambling picks. 0-5 last week, but he's back this week. Uncle Sean, welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody has a bad fucking week. What are we going to do, right? I mean,
we all sucked last week. Last week was a bloodbath.
Yeah, it was. It sucked.
And this week, my college gambling yesterday, woof. I don't think I won a single college bet except Oklahoma State straight up on the money line. But, yeah, rough day yesterday. And finally, speaking of college football, the biggest Wisconsin Badger fan I know, they finally won yesterday. They beat Purdue at home. Let's bring him in. Jody Bro.
Hey, I hate this fucking gambling shit. I suck. I have a question. Who does put fucking butter on a Pop-Tart?
Well, try it. It's so freaking good.
Honestly, okay, not to explain the joke, but there's an episode of Family Guy where Peter and Quagmire start a band, and one of their songs is "Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?"
You've heard it before. I know you've seen it.
To try it. It's not bad.
I know you've seen it.
Yeah.
It's so freaking good. Yeah.
Put butter on a Pop-Tart. Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, and now it's going to be in your head all day. You're welcome.
Yep, you fucking have.
All right. Do we even want to talk about last week?
What?
No, it was terrible.
Do we even want to touch on last week? Or should we
Well, there's nothing to review. It's just it was all bad.
Fair enough.
The season's too fucked up right now. You're waiting for teams to autocorrect their fuck ups and they don't. Then you're I mean, it's a difficult fucking season.
Yeah. I saw a tweet that is just the perfect tweet. This season is drunk as hell. Because it's just every week.
The 0-6 on the locks.
Let's officially refer to this season as the Dustin.
I don't know if he's watching right now, but
he's probably got his head in the toilet.
That's what I'm guessing. Maybe he's got us on in the background. All right, let's just get into it. This week's Big Five.
Do you like winning money, or do you prefer to set it on fire? Well, either way, you're in luck. Here's this week's edition of Big Al's Big Five. Let's win some money.
There's another.
I prefer to set it on fire.
I might as well. I might as well just wipe my ass with it
another one
down the toilet because that's what I've been doing lately. All right, first game on the slate. Green Bay travels to Washington. This game
I'm picking Green Bay.
Here's the deal, boys. We need a win. And you know what the easiest win in football is these days? Betting against this garbage Packers team.
Right? Yeah,
So-
Heineke's probably going to go off for about 350 today.
Until they figure it out, prove me wrong. I don't know why this Green Bay team is favored, especially on the road. So Washington is a home doggy, which of course I love. And this Packers team has been hot garbage. They lost at home to Zach Wilson, who threw 11 times, which is
Problematic.
So until they prove me wrong, this seems like an easy win. Even if Green Bay wins this game, it's going to be tight because every game has been. Give me Washington here. I'm not even thinking twice about it.
Yeah, from what Green Bay's been doing, I'm going to go with Washington as well. Robinson's running well. Heineke's not bad. When he has played, he's been pretty good. So I'll take the points.
How do you pick the Packers?
I did.
I know. I'm just saying.
I can.
Oh God, Sean.
No, here's why. You got Tyler Heineke. I mean, that's all you got to know. I mean, I will give the points to Washington. Let them be the dog. I'm not worried about Washington. Stack the box. You should be okay.
I'm
damn
glad
it.
you're confident.
I'm up in arms. I'm listening to you three, and I wish it was a even up pick. I'd pick Green Bay, but with the point,
Take the value.
yeah. Listen, I'm gonna be a good brother-in-law and go with the fucking Illinois guy.
All right. So you're on Green Bay.
I'm gonna go Green Bay again.
Callahan
I'm
Auto
telling you,
Parts.
I promise the viewers it's going to be a good one. Trust me. Take the pack. Don't worry about it.
I hope you're right. I didn't bet on this game with my actual money this week because I have no idea. I would have bet Washington. And actually, I think I teased Washington to plus 11. So if this line is plus 11 Green Bay, you're taking Washington though, right?
yeah.
That's
telling you right-
my
I'm
point.
telling you
They
right-
should blow this team up.
If they lose it, if they get beat by Washington, I don't give if I lose the rest of the year. I will not pick Green Bay.
No.
Green Bay.
At this point, I put this game in this slate for us because it seems easy money until they prove us wrong.
They could play St. Norbert's, and I'd still take St. Norbert.
All right.
Take Kimberly.
Yeah, they're terrible. So, all right. And Dustin, who's not on, did send me his picks. He's on Washington as well. So 3 on Washington, 2 on Green Bay. Let's travel to the Midwest, Cincinnati, 6.5-point favorites against Atlanta. Atlanta is undefeated against the spread. So they are 6-0 against the spread. Is this the week they lose it? I went back and forth. I thought last week was going to be the week. It wasn't. They ended up just dominating San Francisco. I'm going to take Atlanta here. Cincinnati is tough, and you could tell me that this game is going to be a blowout, and I believe you. But until Atlanta proves me wrong, I'll take the value and I'll take the points here, even though dome team on the road outdoors, but it's nice in the Midwest. In fact, outside it's 70 degrees in beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I'm going to take Atlanta here. I'm nervous about it, but until they lose against the spread, I might as well just keep taking money.
Yeah, it's tough to bet against that when they're covering it all the time. But I think Cincinnati kind of found something now. They're kind of getting in a little bit of a rhythm. So I'll take Cincinnati.
And I like Cincinnati too. Atlanta, I just don't see them coming off that big win. It was like they're going to have like the Super Bowl hangover, I think, because they dominated so much last week. I think they're going to go in there with a different head.
It is a letdown spot. So that's one of the reasons I'm worried about.
I think they're going to go in thinking that they're better than they really are. And I agree with Chris. Cincinnati's got so much like
Firepower.
Yeah, it just hangs there and it can go off. I mean, when it goes off, they got 3 great wide receivers, a good quarterback, a good running back.
Mixon's tough.
I'm going with Cincinnati.
Rejuvenated Marcus Mariota still ain't going to be enough. I'll take Cincinnati also.
And Dustin, for those keeping track at home, Dustin is also on Atlanta, so I'm not a lone wolf quite, but I'm a lone wolf on this show, and that just gives me an excuse to play the sounder. I will definitely be the lone wolf. Game number 3 in the Big Five. Kansas City, coming off a loss at home to Buffalo, will travel to San Francisco. San Francisco, a 1-point home dog. Basically a pick 'em. I've gone back and forth on this. Trent Williams back for San Francisco. Nick Bosa back for San Francisco.
Christian McCaffrey, baby.
I mean, they have a certain package of plays for him, so he's not going to be the feature back quite yet.
No,
I don't know how much that's going to make a difference. But that all being said, oh man, I'm all right. Someone else go. I need.
This is a tough one. Yeah,
this is a really tough one because San Francisco at home is pretty darn tough.
They're pretty good. I'm not betting against Mahomes though.
That's what I'm scared of.
Mahomes is the magic man. I don't know. San Francisco is good.
Yeah,
with McCaffrey coming on board, it sounds like they're going to be doing a lot of red zone plays maybe with him. But he's not going to be the full complement. But I think KC gets this done.
Yeah, but I mean, is San Fran going to look like they did last week, or are they going to come back?
That's the thing. A lot of these teams, you never know what you're going to get. That's why the NFL is so messed up.
You're looking at a bounce back spot for both teams. So that's one thing. That's one angle. And then you also have Kansas City. Is Kansas City going to lose 2 in a row? That's your other angle that you got to play here too. So I've gone back and forth. I don't know that I have a pick as of right now.
I think I honestly think I'm going to go with I'm going to go with San Francisco with the defense.
And I think I'm with you. I think
defense and at home, I think I'm going to go San Fran.
I think that's what I'm going to lean towards too. So that leaves us to Sean.
San Francisco. I think Bosa is the great equalizer. You know.
Yeah.
Agree totally.
I like San Francisco in this spot. You're right. It's hard to play in San Francisco too. This isn't playing in KC. I mean, it'll be interesting, but I'll take San Francisco in the points.
And that crowd should be all fired up with it being, I believe that is a 3:00 game too.
Yeah,
3:25. So that crowd will be all liquored and fired up. So, yeah. So Dustin is on Kansas City. So 2 on Kansas City, 3 on San Francisco. Finally, we go to, or not finally, next to finally, we go to Sunday Night Football. Kind of a garbage game. But Tua is back. Miami, 7.5-point favorites at home. This one for me, pretty easy. Kenny Pickett is playing. We have no idea what we're going to see out of Tua. And I don't like laying 7 with anybody. I don't really like laying 7.5 with this Dolphins team with not knowing what we're getting from their quarterback. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh here to cover. Miami probably ends up winning this game, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh here to cover because 7.5 is a lot of points for a team that has a lot of question marks right now.
Well, does Tua remember the plays?
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Al. You're not sure what you're going to get. I mean, he might come out and blow everybody away with with Waddle and Tyreek. It's possible he comes out and he hasn't missed a step and they crush Pittsburgh. But with not knowing what you're going to get, I'll go on the Pittsburgh bandwagon here.
I hate to. I mean, it's a lot of points, but I just don't think. What is Tua's? What is his mentality right now? I mean, it's only 2 weeks out of where he was going in convulsions on the fucking field for
Problematic.
You know what I mean? I mean, why do you pick this game? There's other games out there, Al.
Well,
he wants a challenge. He wants us just to lose.
No. I thought this was a generous line. So if we all took Pittsburgh, then I'm thinking we're going to get a boost here. And honestly, the Sunday night game and the Monday night game, I try and put in every week.
Yeah.
And there were a couple like Denver and the Jets. Houston Raiders.
Give me the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should throw some of them bad ones in there just to see. I mean, that's like 2 good high
Jets
school
are hot.
There's 2 games I really like that we probably could talk about here. Let's take the graphic down. Actually, Sean, we got to get your pick.
I'll make my pick after I hear Sean.
I'm taking Miami. Look, where's Najee Harris been this year? He's disappeared. I'm not really worried about the receiving core of Pittsburgh, although I did hear a rumor that the Packers are sniffing around Chase Claypool.
Yep.
Which I thought would be a fantastic fit, especially being about 6'5". I mean, it's a big target. He's an accomplished receiver. But yeah, give me Miami. I'm not worried about fit.
And you know what? I think I'm going to go with Miami, just because what you said. I didn't even think that Najee is non-existent this year, and Claypool with the big trade rumors. Even though Pickett's out there, who knows?
Yeah.
Is the drive going to be there, knowing that Claypool's on the trading block? Najee, like Sean said, is fuck, I think I would do better than him.
I did see a
I think
report.
about this. A trade for Claypool for the Pack is going to cost them about a 4th rounder. I mean,
Well-
to me, that's a no-brainer.
Funny you mentioned that. The report I saw was that Pittsburgh is looking for. Now, granted, this is a report, so they're trying to get leverage. So beware. Take it with a grain of salt. But the report is they're looking for a McCaffrey-like return for Claypool, which is just outrageous. And no one.
That's outrageous.
Oh my
No
god,
way.
are they fucking nuts?
Well,
If
that's
they
the thing.
throw in Deontay Johnson too.
This is negotiating through the media. There's no way that they're actually.
Yeah,
looking.
no way.
So I take that with a grain of salt. But that is the report that's circulating out there right now.
Well, the guy that did that
should
report
trade
is smoking some serious
They
crap.
should trade Sammy Watkins for Claypool straight up.
Sammy Watkins playing today. It's a bit of breaking news. I guess
Yeah,
not
he'll be out the rest of the season after today's game.
And I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think the Packers get rid of Sammy Watkins. The guy has so much potential, and he has not shown it.
Well, he can't stay healthy.
Are we sure
Right.
it's potential? He's like 30 now.
But you got a veteran guy. You don't have no veterans on the Packer wide receiver crew. None. And don't give me Lazard's a veteran. Fuck him.
How about Randall Cobb's?
Well, he's out for a while. We're getting off track here. Let's talk about some of these garbage games here. So we'll just rapid fire here. They're not going on our record, but we can at least touch on some. We got a little bit of time here. Cleveland, Baltimore. Baltimore 6.5-point favorites at home. I think I actually bet on Cleveland this week, and I teased Cleveland because these AFC North games are always tight.
Yeah, Baltimore. That's the whole thing. Like when we talked
That
in the
team can't
beginning,
close.
the NFL is it's so hard to call games. You think there's going to be a blowout, and the other team just kicks the crap out of them. So I would take. I think I would take Baltimore, but
That's a lot of points for a team that can't close. This game to me, Cleveland, Baltimore screams backdoor. They're coming in from the backdoor. 1,000%.
If you remember at the beginning, Lamar Jackson was lighting it up, right? At the beginning of the season.
Yeah, MVP.
And
Sean's MVP.
And they're 3 for 3.
Division game in Baltimore, correct?
Yes, it is in Baltimore. 6.5-point favorites at home. That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points, but I think I'd go lean towards Baltimore.
Because of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
It's kind of like KC when you're always saying, oh, Mahomes, you don't think about everyone else is like a second, third thought. It's always so you're thinking Lamar Jackson, and the Baltimore wins on his games. If he has a huge game, they probably win. So how do you do it one guy? I fuck me.
All right then.
I agree with Chris. It's such a fucked up drunk season. It's a Dustin season. I don't get it.
Well, okay, so this next game I want to bring up, Detroit, Dallas. Dallas at home.
Don't worry, you can talk on this one.
Huh?
Dallas. I think it's a no-brainer. Dallas.
Dallas. Dallas is D. It's tough. It's at home. Dak's coming back. He's got something to prove. I think Dallas. This is actually when we get to it, that's my lock.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
All right, so I feel good about betting Detroit then. I bet Detroit this week.
Smart.
$5 straight up.
Smart idea. Yep. If I take Dallas, take Detroit.
Next game, quickly. Again, we'll just try and.
What's the points on that Dallas-Detroit game?
Dallas 6.5-point favorites at home.
Oh, I'd take Dallas. I agree with Sean.
This game I actually was debating locking up, but I didn't. I have another game I locked up, which is probably worse than this one. But Jacksonville against the Giants. The Giants 3-point dogs in Jacksonville. I like the Giants here. I don't really. The Trevor Lawrence thing is such a roller coaster. The Giants, I mean, they keep winning. So you're giving them points, and I think they're the better team at this point. Cool. Give me the G-men.
Yeah, I would take Giants.
Yeah.
Giants are not a good team, but Jacksonville is not. They got some issues. They do. They do. How about the draft class with Trevor Lawrence and Fields and Zach Wilson?
Woof.
It's been garbage. So
The best one's Mac Jones.
yeah,
Honest to God. And it's awful. The whole thing is just, yeah. And have we seen flashes? Mac, I guess, has shown a little bit. Zach Wilson he has one good game and then 8 terrible ones. Fields, Chicago's not going to figure that out, it looks like. I don't know. You're the Bears expert.
Sean, correct me if I'm wrong. What they're doing in Chicago with Justin Fields is wrong. Don't draft if you want a pocket passer. Don't draft Justin Fields. Go out and get a different guy. Justin Fields. When I watch the Bears, Justin Fields is way better when he can do what he did in Ohio State: roll out, throw the ball, run 6-7 times. But for him to just keep dropping back and trying to pass the ball, correct me if I'm wrong, Sean. They're changing who he is. You can't do that.
They are.
Can't.
He's Cam Newton. I mean, Cam Newton light. I mean, obviously he's not the physical side of him.
Right.
But his game is Cam Newton. You got to roll out. You got to create. You got to move the pocket. Okay. A lot of play action. My biggest thing with the Bears is Fields is getting a pass by the media, and I can't stand it. They have pitchforks out for Trubisky, and they're lighting torches and want to burn the place down, but Fields gets a pass. The GM, Poles, is getting a pass. They're in turmoil right now, and nobody's being held accountable.
Right. Well, I get it, but because I watch your shit on Facebook, but it's like what you talk about. But I just feel bad that Fields came in and they're getting a pass because he is playing like shit, but they're making him someone different. That's like making Aaron Rodgers a running quarterback. Are you kidding me?
Well, one of the things, if Kurt Herbstreit did a great analysis of Fields, and they were breaking down plays, and he's yelling. He's going, Fields has to recognize in the NFL, like, Fields needs complete separation to complete a pass. And Herbstreit's going, when he comes out on a break right here, that is an open receiver in the NFL, and he has to recognize that. And he's not. He needs a 2-yard gap between the D-back and the wide receiver. When the guy's coming out of the break, that's an open receiver. Recognize it and initiate it.
Yeah. We really got sidetracked there with 5 minutes of Bears talk.
We love
it. Is there any games? I'll save that one for locks.
Give me the Jets. They're hot. I love them.
Well, and Russell Wilson not playing today. Is that helpful to Denver? It actually might be. So
doesn't matter. Jets.
Who knows? The other one I would just put a little red flag next to Seattle 5-point dogs in LA. LA, the Chargers, that is. Chargers don't have much of a home crowd. 5 points. That's one of those weird lines. I kind of like Seattle here.
Yeah, Seattle's been playing better.
They're playing good. Gino's been good. And the Chargers, their defense, this could be a special defense. All the defenses that were labeled quote-unquote special, LA,
Green
Bay, they've been terrible. So I kind of like the Seahawks here +5. But
+5, I'd probably go with Seattle too with the +5 because
Seattle's been playing pretty good.
Chargers are a better team, but they haven't been playing like they're the better team.
No, and the Chargers are.
You take out Eckler in a lot of them games. Chargers ain't doing. They're getting their ass handed.
Yeah, Keenan Allen's been hurt, and
yep, they're just not the team they should be. On paper, they're a lot better than they're playing.
I made a mistake. We talked a bunch of Bears. That was actually the Monday night game on our slate that we haven't gotten to yet. Bears, New England. We'll keep this quick so we can keep things rolling along here. I like New England here. I think Belichick takes away the run and is going to force Fields to try and do his thing. We already beat that drum already, so give me New England -8 here.
Yeah, I would take New England too. Let's
be honest, what a horrible Monday night game this is going to be a horrible Monday night game.
I won't watch.
They might as well put this on Thursday night.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of basketball's back now, so I'll be watching basketball instead of this.
They're two bad teams. New England's a bad team too. Let's just be honest. Okay? So,
I don't know about that.
They are. They don't have any. Ramon Stevenson, I think, is the gem. He's the find for New England. I think he's displacing Damian Harris. Okay. I really like what he's doing. He looks like a nice compliment back, but give me the Bears in the 8. I'm not saying they're going to win. I like getting the 8, though. I could see New England winning by 6, 2 field goals. 8. I'll take Chicago in the 8.
I agree with Sean. I think that's more than a touchdown. I mean, they're horrible. I think this is going to be a 3-point, 4-point win.
New England's been putting up some points now, though.
That's because of the.
New England should have beat Green Bay in Green Bay. Green Bay didn't deserve to win that game.
Yeah, but you're talking about Green Bay.
They could have beaten Baltimore, granted at home, but they could have beaten Baltimore, and they kind of choked that game away. This team could have 2 extra wins, and we're talking about this team in a totally different light.
Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda, though. And if the queen had balls, she'd be the king.
Fair enough. Checkmate, sir. All right, so that's going to do it for Big Five, and now we bring it to everyone's favorite segment, if I can find the image.
I need a good rummage.
It's time to tempt fate. Hold up! Here's this week's Bag of Chaos.
All right, we'll switch the ticker at the bottom. So, as you can see, our record's on the bottom. Jody, now the low man on the totem pole at 3-3. He had, let's see, I believe you had San Francisco last week who choked it away against the Falcons, which that one had.
Exactly.
That one hurt.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, and leader in the clubhouse is Chris, 5-1. The parlay kid, look at you.
Yep.
Are doing good, but if you're betting his
if you're betting, don't do it. But if you need a good rummaging, I'm your man.
Oh, I know you love a good rummage.
I love it.
Speaking of, let's get to that rummage. All right, Lions courtesy of DraftKings as always. First pick, the Steelers. 7.5-point dogs in Miami.
That's a new.
All right, we're throwing it back. We'll give her a little shuffle up.
How is it 5-1 with the Bag of Chaos?
I got bone. I should be 6-0. I got bone on a putback.
And you are stuck with the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3-point favorites at home against the Giants.
Call her 5-2.
Next, we'll go to our drunk king. We'll go to Dustin. I know he likes a good rummage. He's probably rummaging through the trash right now. The Bears.
Give it to him. That's what he gets.
I'm just going to put that back for him. He's already having a bad enough morning.
Lockdown.
That should be automatic. Hungover and drunk and can't make the podcast. And get
fuck yeah.
All right, and Dustin is stuck with the Bucks. Tampa Bay, I believe they are on a bye this week. No,
at Carolina.
Yep, they are 13-point favorites at Carolina. So, Dustin, you are welcome. That's the biggest favorite of the weekend. All right, and then
Carolina's brutal.
Now let's hold on. Let's not look what happens to Carolina when McCaffrey's gone. Oh my God,
they're going to be just absolute garbage
now. Chubba Hubba.
They got.
Might have Hubba Bubba.
And they have Deontay Foreman, who in Tennessee filling in for Derrick Henry looked pretty good last year. So, it's going to be running back by committee. But when you're starting PJ Walker, I don't think the rest. of
PJ Walker hasn't thrown for more than 100 yards.
He's been terrible. I don't know what his actually. I wonder what his line is on Prize Picks because it's got to be.
I got him on a couple.
It might be
under Johnny Walker.
PJ Walker's over/under is 140.5.
Yeah, I went
passing
under.
yards.
He hasn't hit. I don't think he's gone over 120 or 100.
Where did he come from? Where did PJ Walker come from?
Nobody even knows who it is.
He was the MVP of that weird. It was that weird football league that started in February. XFL. That's what I'm thinking of. He was like the MVP quarterback.
That's why nobody knows him because nobody watches XFL.
So passing yards is at 140.5 against Tampa Bay. His last 5 games. This goes back to last year too. 167 in his debut. All right. 87, 75, 60, 60.
Yeah.
He's done.
I'll take the under on that all day long.
You take away McCaffrey. Oh my!
What Tampa Bay's defense has been okay.
What Tampa Bay should do is blitz all day long. Go after.
And they probably will because that's Todd Bowles.
Yeah, they will.
Anyway.
I mean, just go. That PJ is going to shit in his pants. If Carolina's wearing the white pants, there's going to be a big brown stain in the back.
Let's go to Sean here.
He's going to PJ himself.
San Francisco, 1-point dogs at home to Kansas City.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I took San Francisco, so you know what? I'm going to take that too.
He's keeping San Francisco.
I took him last week too.
Man was principle.
Now we go.
I hate that game.
Jody here.
Give me Dallas.
You got
Who's
the
Dallas?
Titans. The Titans are 2.5-point favorites at home to the Colts.
Oh, you're not going to go against your boy Jonathan Taylor, are you?
Oh, fuck the way the Colts. Have you watched the Colts lately?
Yeah, they're terrible.
I have a fun stat when we get to the next segment. I'm just saying, little tease.
Throw it back in.
Throwing
Oh,
it
Christ.
back.
I'm going to regret this decision.
I think you are. I hope you pull
get the-
something
The
crappy.
fucking Colts will come up.
Yeah, you're going to get something garbage.
The Chargers 5-point home favorites against Seattle.
All right.
So
I kind of like that one.
I was going to say, at least that's
Hopefully the defense of the Chargers actually show up and do something.
Is that in LA?
That is in LA, yeah. You know what? I'm going right off the top. First one. Oh, God, the Bears. Throw it back.
Yes, you want it.
No. Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to run.
Best Monday night for the game coming up in the season.
The Bills. The Bills are on a bye this week, so I got
Yeah, I know.
hell yeah.
Automatic win.
Woo!
My fantasy teams are getting an ass kicking because the Bills are on a bye.
Hell yeah. That started my morning
I think
off
that's
right.
bullshit. You got to change that next year. You can't, if they're on a bye, you can't get an automatic win. That's garbage.
Dem's the rules.
Yeah, you need to change them rules.
Those are the rules. I didn't make them.
Dem's the rules in a bag of chaos. Now, you won't be singing this tune when you pull a bye team week or a bye.
I want to pull a bye
week
team
next week.
I'm in last place. I want to pull a bye team like for the next 5 weeks.
That would be nice. I should
back
just
in
like
the
spray
game.
paint one of these helmets and just have it be like a swap helmet. You could swap with somebody, but I guess we can toy with that at a later date. All right. So that brings us to our last segment of the day, Locks of the Week.
It's time to put the kids to bed and put your money where your mouth is. Here are the locks for this week.
So, very quickly, Dustin locked up Atlanta plus 6.5 in Cincinnati. Mine, I am very excited about. You guys made fun of me a long time ago when I picked Jacksonville to beat Indy, and then they shut them out. This was week 2. You're like, there's no way Jacksonville's going to win. And they did.
That was 5 weeks ago.
But I'm going back to a similar – it's the AFC South, which is a dangerous game in itself because that division sucks. But I'm going to lock up the Indianapolis Colts plus 2.5 in Tennessee. And the reason why, there's multiple trends, but the one that worked for me in week 2, I'm going back to it this week. The road team in this matchup has won 7 of the last 8 times. So that means Indianapolis on the road, getting points. Give me Indy. It's sick. It's close your eyes. I feel gross. I need a shower after this, but I am locking up the Colts here plus 2.5.
All right. That's a tough one.
We got nothing for you, Al. Because
No,
Yeah,
hey, come on,
I don't even know what to say.
I know what I did. All right, CB, you had mentioned your lock, but you want to give it to the people full-fledged?
I'm switching.
Whoa.
I'm going with my New York Football Jets. I can't do any worse. I'm taking the Jets. It's happening.
Jets, Jets.
That's my team this week.
I mean, it's only I don't know what you got, Al, but I got one. It's the Jets are favored by 1. Or
DraftKings. No, I haven't refreshed this,
by
but
1.
DraftKings it was -2, but I'll refresh the screen to see what it's at now.
No
Jets
Russell.
are
Give me the
-1.
Jets.
I got
Jets are
as of right
-1.
now on DraftKings. It's Jets -2 in
Okay.
Denver.
And the only reason is the Jets are -2 is because they're in Denver.
Yeah.
There's no other reason for that at all.
Yeah,
The Jets.
pretty much.
I'm rolling with them.
All right.
It's going to be the first win. The first lock win today.
All right, so Chris is taking Jets -2. That brings us to Sean. What do you have? What is the hot game of the week?
I don't know how Carolina scores 7 points. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see this game easily being, 35-10 Tampa. So
Yeah.
give me Tampa. I don't know how they're going to score any points.
And we
At
all
all.
know,
Probably not.
and we know Belichick never takes his foot off the gas. He's never has in his whole damn coaching career.
Belichick.
Not Belichick. Who the fuck am I saying? Where the hell? Never mind. Just let's.
It's
go
the other half of Brady Belichick.
I'm on. I must be on the wrong week that I'm looking at.
No,
Never
I
mind.
tell you, Tampa's going to kick the
Oh,
shit out of them.
I think on my locks, I've taken Tampa 2 or 3 times, and they burn me every time.
Quick,
At least
so let's
twice.
see. 1, 2. You took them back-to-back weeks, and they lost both. So it looks like you've taken them twice.
Okay, twice back to back. I feel like I
Yeah.
take them all the time, and they continually just lube it up and put it in.
I'm taking my lock is Dallas.
Dallas 6.5-point favorites
I-
at home. I have
Detroit
sound.
can. I mean, Detroit has put a lot of points on some games, but I think it's
Not
gonna
with
be-
that Dallas D.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is going to have fun today, I think.
Well, Quentin Luck chiming in, and he is betting Detroit.
Right up there with hemorrhoid.
Yeah,
Quentin,
the Detroit hemorrhoids.
Hey, be careful. Dan Campbell might bite your
He knows
hemorrhoid
what-
right off.
he can tell you a good cream to work on that.
That is true.
Oh, it's not much for a speller.
No. They
All
don't
right.
have to shoot all the medicines. They just got to know what they do.
So to recap the locks we have, I'm locking up Indy plus 2.5. Jody's taking Dallas -6.5. Sean is rocking with the biggest favorite of the weekend, Tampa -13. Atlanta 6.5 for Dustin. And trying to get off the schneid, the parlay kid taking the Jets -2.
This is the week, baby. This is the week.
Against, is it Brett Rippin or Mark Rippin? One of the Rippins.
I think it's Rippon's kid.
It
It
is.
is.
It's Mark Rippon's kid.
So
Mark
that's
Rippon
why.
was decent back in the day on the Redskins. I remember him.
Ripping
Well, you're
ass.
betting on his offspring. You're betting on his sperm today at -2. So,
Lovely.
yeah, isn't that a nice image? All right, that is going to do it for the Lockdown Gambling Show
Not
this
really.
week. Make sure you subscribe to all of us or all of our stuff on socials: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you oh Jesus, it's early. Make sure you subscribe to all of those places to get all of our content. We didn't do a main ship podcast this week. Alec was getting married and Dustin was getting shit-faced at said wedding, so it didn't work out this week. But we do have a video posted. I took the dog for a walk and basically just vented about the Packers for 5 minutes. So consider that our podcast for the
They
week.
lose to Washington today.
Actually, we have some time. We only did 37 minutes. Do you guys want to do an impromptu Lockdown Corner podcast for like 10 minutes?
I'm game.
Sure.
All right, let's play the intro. Lockdown Corner podcast. And since it's an impromptu one, I still got to do the intro as I would. It is time. Welcome to a very impromptu edition of the Lockdown Corner podcast. Ma, we need some podcast. We need it now. I've been doing
I
that.
don't know what she's doing back there.
I never know what she's doing back.
Fuck.
All right, so let's just do a quick recap.
You almost got mouth shot.
You don't even know.
Packers lose at home
Want
to the
some?
Jets. This team's bad, and they had a couple get right spots with the Giants in London. They should have won that game. This past week, they just decided to sleepwalk through yet another game that should have been an easy win. They walked through it. It's one thing after another with this team. The quarterback looks lost. He's a Hall of Famer, and he doesn't trust anybody, including his own coach. Even after the game, Roger said, we got to simplify the offense. And the coach said, I don't know what that means. That can't be good in a quote-unquote Super Bowl year. But
I don't know how
Therein
Rodgers
lies
has
the
gotten
problem.
sacked more this year, I think, than I've ever seen ever.
he's
holding on to the
holding
ball,
but also
or he's
that
chucking
offensive
it
line is
downfield.
terrible.
Yeah, normally he throws it out of bounds. That's why I don't care what anyone says. His interceptions are low because he throws it out of bounds. He won't even take a risk.
Yep.
I can't stand this fucking guy. He is the problem with the Packers right now. The quarterback.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
Truly, you can't piss and moan about the quarterback. You can't piss and moan about, it's our young receiver. You know what I mean? You can't say, I don't trust anybody. Fuck him. It's a
If
team.
you're a Hall of Famer, get him the ball.
Well, and here's the other
Exactly.
thing, not to
Stop
jump in.
crying, you fuck.
Well, not to cut everybody off here. If you look
You
at
did.
screenshots from the game, there are open guys everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
He will not pull the trigger. And it's really weird to see him, using Sam Darnold's term, seeing ghosts. It's really odd for him, especially, who, look, he's got the arm talent still, but
Yeah, the
There's-
dude can
there's
make
big
every
problems.
throw. Freaking make them.
Are we here? Let me ask this question: are we sure Jordan Love couldn't do the same shit he's doing now?
Right now he could.
That's what I'm saying. That's a problem.
He could not. He could not.
Oh,
Listen,
come on.
all three of you guys over there for 3 decades have had the privilege of great quarterbacking, and now you're turning on this guy? Listen, Robert Tonyan has not showed up this year. Your receivers, I understand that they're young. They have not shown up. What the defenses have learned is that now they're going to stack the box because they're not worried about their receiving core. Okay? Rodgers, I get it. You know, he doesn't trust his receiving core yet. Look, you guys gotta understand.
But those
No, this is the Sean. All right, you don't trust your wide receivers, but you still got to throw the goddamn ball. You're not going to go anywhere if you don't throw the fucking ball.
Yeah, stop worrying about your interception.
Exactly.
Deal and throw the damn ball.
Go through. You don't trust your receivers because they're young, and you got to get that rapport. All right, I get that and all that, but don't sit there and whine about it. If the guy's fucking open, throw it. If he drops it, that's on the receiver. But the problem is he's not even throwing the fucking ball.
The thing that's going on that I see, and maybe I'm watching the games, so maybe I'm seeing things that aren't. They start the first half, they're running their screen game, they're running the ball. They get to the second half, and they just stop. They don't run the ball, and they go 3 and out because they're trying to chuck it downfield. I mean, there was one, I don't even remember if it was last week or the week before. There was 2 series in a row. It was 3 bombs down the field and a punt.
That was the London game. It was terrible.
Hand the fucking ball off and run your screen game. You got Aaron Jones. Screen the shit out of it. That's what's working for them, and they go away from it. It pisses me off. And then they go and they play this goddamn cover 2 all the time. They have a lead, and these teams, it's the NFL. The teams just roll down the field on them with short passes, and they can't stop them. They play this. LaFleur's got to put his fucking foot on some of these teams' throats. They get a lead and just hammer on them.
Yeah, but Chris, I don't think
it's so irritating.
Chris, I don't think LaFleur is calling the game. I think Rodgers is calling the game. He's changing the plays. You know, I think this is all on Rodgers. I think he gets up there and changes the fucking play. There's no reason you have to throw a screen that many times to fucking run the goddamn ball. Let the fucking Aaron Jones run. Let Dylan run. I mean, and then the times I see Dylan running on the outside, are you kidding me? Dylan is not a fucking running to the outside guy. Dylan is a big, huge back. He needs to go straight.
Right.
He needs to go through the tackles. Get up. You don't need a hole the size of fucking Cuba. Just fucking go give him a hole so the big boy can bust through.
Yep. They get away from it, and it's so irritating.
He's always throwing little baby passes, 5-yard. John Madden, I don't know if John Madden was the greatest. Chris, you saw it, Sean. I don't know if you saw a lot of John Madden, Al, but I love it when he goes on there and he always pisses him on about, oh my God, why do you throw a 5-yard pass when you need 10 yards for a first down? What are you doing? John Madden used to draw his little marker on it. Here's the line. You're throwing the pass right here. You're 5 yards away from the first down. Why are you not throwing a 10-yard? You know what I mean? Open up the game. Go back to what you've been doing. But he ain't. Like you said, Chris. Bomb, pump. Why do you have to go? Why do you got to get 50 yards at one clip?
There was 2 series. I forget what game it was.
10
2
yards
series. There was 3 and out, 3 bombs down the field. Like, just do what works for you right now. If you don't trust your receivers, then use your backs.
Throw to the receiver. Think about them young receivers. You got Aaron Rodgers whining that he can't trust the receivers. You know what kind of pressure them by? They can't even concentrate on catching the ball. Like, God, if I drop this, Rodgers is going to get all over my ass.
Hey, let's not make this the Rodgers show, though. Your defense, what the fuck has happened there? What happened to this vaunted defense this was supposed to be?
Problematic.
They fucking shit the bed. Everybody wants to put the blame on fucking Rodgers. Your defense is a fucking fleet. And that defensive coordinator you got should be fucking fired.
Oh, yeah. Sean, I agree totally. I mean, this on paper, this was supposed to be the creme de la creme defenses, and oh my God.
That's all you heard the whole offseason is how great this defense is going to be. They got the names. I mean, on paper, they should be good. But they played
at some point, as Packer fans that you guys are, born and bred Packer fans, you need to be fucking fired away at that front office for all the bullshit they've done. Your defensive coordinator has shit the bed. Your fucking offensive coordinator has shit the fucking bed. I understand the players play, but you guys got to hold those guys accountable. Burn the fucking place down because this is not acceptable.
So I will say, you mentioned the GM. I give them credit because Ted Thompson would have done absolutely nothing. At least Gutekunst tries. He brings in guys. They spent a ton of draft capital.
He wanted fucking Jordan Love. He created chaos, and you give him a pass. Fuck that.
No, you know what? I'm going to defend the Love pick here. Because coming off, and we don't have to do the Jordan Love show. I don't really want to get into that, but there's so many problems here. We might as well. But just very quickly, those 2 seasons before they drafted Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers looked like he was on his way out the door anyway, just from a physical standpoint. He did not look the same. All of a sudden, you got a fire under him. Boom, 2 MVP seasons. And then, I don't know. It's just, I think there's more. Well, and here's the deal. And I also have a little nugget of information that just came through the wire. They're talking about receiver trades. Is that the problem here? There's so many other holes. You bring in Claypool, fine. But according to Ian Rappaport, Steelers Chase Claypool has been in focus trade talks, but is not expected to be dealt, barring a shift. So, okay, that's off the board. Brandon Cooks has been getting multiple calls. They were in on him last year, maybe, but does that move the needle for you? No. So why waste these resources on guys that aren't going to fix the problem right now? Your problem, you mentioned the coordinators. Defensive coordinator, first half, awesome. Today, I guarantee you, they'll come out today. They'll be really, really good in the first half. And then the second half, they'll play softer again, and
they play soft in the second half.
It's their numbers, their first and offensively too. Maybe not so much last week, but their offensive defensive splits in the first second half. Like DVOA, they're like top 10 in both in the first half and bottom 10 in both in the second. They just look, and Joe Barry was here last year, and the defense was fine. They were good. There's no juice, there's no energy. At some point, that you're right, that falls on the coaching staff. I guarantee you, there will be a time, potentially, probably third quarter, which I now call the turd quarter, because every third quarter they just sleepwalk through it. So if they get a big lead today, if they're up like 17-3 at half, I guarantee you they may get a field goal in the second half, and that's it. It's just this team is not going anywhere. So why waste all these resources on guys that you're going to bring in that aren't going to solve the problem? And it's going to take them time to learn the offense.
But then think about it. Isn't your problem your goddamn coordinators?
Well, yeah.
It's your responsibility. Don't let them off the fucking hook.
Yep. You know what, Sean? The more I listen to it, you've been going through it. Look at what happened in Chicago. It's never really been the players in Chicago. It's all trading the wrong guys, getting the wrong coaches, and you know what I mean, your upper management, and they continually have gone this way. And you can see the Packers doing it because they're trading away, they're relying on one guy. You know, they're not getting the right guys in, and they're slowly going down this way.
Which is I like Sean's take too, because we are pounding on Rodgers. I mean,
right,
just because we have been spoiled, we expect more out of these guys. They're human too. I mean, eventually they're going to make mistakes. But
if Jordan
on paper,
we'd be thrilled. If we hadn't had a quarterback for years, we would be thrilled.
On paper, our defense is really good. Why are they not playing? Coordinator. I mean, they've got big name, big talent people on the defense, and they're getting blown away. Yep, coordinator. I get it. I get what Sean's saying.
Yep. If you got the personnel there,
back to Rodgers, and I'm not going to sit and beat on Rodgers more, but they show clips of open receivers, and we've seen the 3 and outs, 3 bombs down the field. Like, that's the shit that gets me. Like, he's better than you're a Hall of Famer. You don't do that shit. That's fucking.
It's rookie league. It's rookie ball.
That's rookie league. Yeah.
We know Rodgers is a damn good quarterback. I think he's one of the best. He's on his tail end of his career, but he still can throw the ball and hit the open receiver. But he's, like you said, he's not throwing it. So
he's taking so many sacks.
You can bring in Claypool. You can bring in whoever you want. He ain't going to trust Claypool. He hasn't played with him. You ain't going to. Cooks is. You might as well call them rookies. If you don't trust, he's got to get past his. Oh, I don't trust my receiver shit. He's throw the fucking ball. But I agree with Sean. I think The more I listen to him,
If you got that much talent, I mean,
it's got to go. Some of the blame can't be all on Rodgers. Some of it has to go on the coaching staff because they're the ones that they got to get them guys up. Like Quentin just said, the defensive coordinator's got to get them guys to, hey, let's go and hit someone. And they're not.
Last week, we're coming in on an hour, so we'll probably wrap up. And we'll get everyone's final thoughts. But perfect example, and this is my last thought. I said it on my little walkabout last week that I recorded for the show. There was a play, I think first quarter, Adrian Amos stuck somebody in the backfield, just crushed him. And he got up and just walked back to the huddle. Like, show some energy. This is part of the problem. Everyone's just, okay, whatever. We're out here playing football. The fans at this point care way more than that team does. And you can see it on the field. And until they give a shit, this team's not going anywhere. If they come out today fiery, as I'm fiery right now, they come out with energy and pound Washington, okay, great. We're back, baby. Let's go. If they come out and sleepwalk again, you can't change that. At that point, it's a mentality, and you can't just change that overnight.
Yeah, they need to come out and smoke some team.
One thing you guys have to understand, being from the Chicagoland area, being a Bears fan my whole life, one thing is consistent in football. Energy, getting fired up. When the fans love you, you'll be fine. I mean, what don't they understand? I mean, just get out there and hit some fuckers, okay?
Hell yeah.
Mirror your first half to your second half, and that's what the Packers are not doing.
Right. Yeah. They played decent ball in the first half. It's the second half. They just –
nope.
It's a walkthrough.
When Al said Jordan Love, back when Aaron got the MVPs after Jordan Love came in, it's because before that, Aaron's like, I'm the guy. Think about it. Who was his backups back then? I'm the guy. He didn't have to – he could just play as normal and not really go up and above up above his normal. But then you bring in Jordan Love's like, holy Christ, they're bringing another quarterback. Uh-oh. But they had to bring in another quarterback. Rodgers ain't playing for 100 fucking years.
They're not playing with a sense of urgency. And Rodgers played with a sense of urgency once he was pushed. Now they're not playing with a sense of urgency.
No, because Rodgers knows people don't give a lot of trust into Jordan Love right now. And I think Rodgers knows it. Like, they still want me behind the center. I mean, think about it. Right now, there's talk about let's put Love in there. How bad can he do? He can't do any worse than. I mean, the Packers can't be worse with him there, but I think Rodgers is getting in that stagnant again, where he's like, "I'm the guy."
Well, to clarify, when I was brought up, could Jordan Love do what Aaron Rodgers is doing now? I wasn't advocating for Jordan Love because that.
No. I know what you meant. If you put Jordan Love in there, how can they do any worse?
Is it going to be any worse or any better?
Yeah. Are we going to win games all of a sudden?
Your tone. Okay, you don't know what you got with him. So you could have a great quarterback, or you could be stuck with Fields. Which one are you willing to take that gamble now? No, seriously.
No.
I'm in fucking Wisconsin. Okay, so really, are you willing to take that bet?
No, I'm not, and I'm not saying that.
As a Bears fan, you ain't willing to take that bet.
No. Look. 12 is the guy, and until he retires, he will be the guy. I understand that. I was just asking the question with his level of play today, are we sure Jordan Love, you know what I'm saying? Why give him the giant contract, which he got, and now has hamstrung them financially to go do anything? The point I was making was his level of play is not MVP level. It's to the level of backup quarterback or average quarterback when this team relies on him to be well above average. But
maybe that's the problem that Green Bay has been facing, that maybe we just rely too much on Rodgers to do everything.
Yep. And I think that was the heart of what I was trying to say. I'm not saying Jordan Love should start today.
No,
if the thumb is really that much of an issue, there was a play last week where Rodgers and this thumb, which is going to be a nightmare all year, he literally just cocked back to throw the ball and it just fell out of his hand. It's just there's little stuff like that where if you need to give him a week, then just give him a week. But
I was going to say, Al, at the same time you just said that, I said, if the guy can't hold on the ball, that fumble could be the win versus a loss.
Yeah. So if he can go out there, you're going to roll with him, and I understand that. But
you could lose on that. Oh, damn it, my thumb hurts. I just dropped the ball. They pick it up. They score. You lose. Are you willing? Are you going to take that risk? I don't know. Like you said, give him a week off. Just let him. get it healed so he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. Give him a week. I could see if it was the end of the year and you had to win the last 3 games to be in the playoffs or something. But
Sure.
if you're going to sit his ass because he can't hold on the ball, do it. Just take one early in the year where you can finish.
Yeah.
And I don't think Love should be starting. Rodgers is still the guy. It's just he's not playing. He's not playing to that potential. He's like he's at that stagnant again before they drafted Love. He got that, and then put the pressure on him. All of a sudden, he's a superstar, which we know he can be. Sure, he's older, but he still could do it.
Well, and we talk about
The expectations are super high, and they're always going to be
until he's gone. Once he's gone, then it's going to be the magic
Rodgers,
10 years. I know
Rodgers put himself there. Favre put himself there. Brady put himself there because they did so fucking great. They were phenomenal all the time. And when they start going down, all the fans, no, you're up here. You can't be down here. You know what I mean?
And Brady's going through the same shit right now.
Well, he is.
It's the same thing. Him and Rodgers, you can compare those two. They're both struggling their ass off this year.
Well, and last thing we'll say, because we got to wrap up. We're approaching an hour here. I will just say that at this point, and I don't want to have the Aaron Rodgers bash show, but the urgency might not be there. He's got a lot of other interests outside of football. He was considering retiring for the last couple of years, even though it kind of went underreported. And maybe he's just got his mind.
Was that Stacy?
He doesn't need football.
The Woodpecker's back.
Well,
go ahead, Al.
Anyway,
Hey.
Oh, now the dogs are barking. Hi, dogs. No, I just think he's got so many other interests. I don't think football is like the front of his mind all the time. He's a thoughtful guy. He's into a lot of different stuff. He's doing ayahuasca. So, the urgency might not be there for him because, he's going to retire Green Bay. He's got his one Super Bowl, which he should have more, but whatever. That's a different story. I think the energy is the biggest problem because they got guys, they have talent, but if you don't come to play, then you might as well just go home.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So we'll leave it there. So, okay. So that was our impromptu Lockdown Corner podcast. So maybe we'll put this up on the feed. I don't know, but either way, I'll split it up and make
Good conversation.
It was quality. So
have fun today, Sean. Good luck to Faith.
Yeah.
So,
good luck.
We'll see you all. Thank you for tuning into the Gambling Show / the Lockdown Corner podcast, impromptu version. Subscribe to us on all the socials, and we will see you next week, and we will recap the Washington game. God help us. Hopefully it's better. We'll see you next week. Later, everybody.